What is up, guys? It is Regretful Turtle back with another video, and we're gonna make this lemon in this video. So here we go. I will show you how to make this simple lemon, very yellow lemon. First, we're gonna create our oval, and then we're gonna go ahead and give it a 8-point thickness for the line stroke, a stroke of 8 points. So now, once we create our oval, we're gonna go ahead and make a rectangle on top of the oval, and we're gonna go ahead and just make it a little bit shorter and a little bit we're gonna bring it down a little bit as well, and then we're gonna go ahead and make this triangle. And what we're gonna do with this triangle is we're gonna make it wide, and then we're gonna flip it upside down and put it at the bottom, and then we're gonna grab all those shapes and join them together. And now we're just gonna go ahead and curve out, smooth out some of these corners with our corner tool in Affinity Designer. And after that, after we smooth everything out, we're just gonna go ahead and start thinning out the strokes with our pressure tool here in Affinity Designer. By thinning out these strokes, it just gives it a little bit more of a dimension, a little bit more, what do you call it, life to the illustration. And right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more strokes to the lemon, and we're gonna go ahead and give them a thin stroke. So in order to get this done right for in the pressure settings, we're just gonna go ahead and make it like, what do you call it, aligned, linear, diagonal, there you go, diagonal line. And we're just gonna go ahead and just add them to these spots right here, and we're gonna curve them up a little bit, these strokes. And by doing that, it just gives the lemon a whole different look, kind of, it gives it more of an ovalish shape, like it's if it's round completely. And so now, after we get all that done, oh, and before I forget to mention this, we're adding all these strokes onto a layer that's called stroke. So yeah, and this just makes everything easier, so we could color everything just really fast. And so now we're gonna go ahead and make the stem, and we're gonna put the stem in the middle of the lemon. And I went ahead and made the top a little bit more wider than the bottom, and we're just straightening it out a little bit, and then curving the edges, making them round. And then we're just gonna play with the stroke pressure here again, and we're gonna make it a little bit heavier on top, I believe, and that way it just looks like it's part of the illustration better. We just keep on playing with it. I actually ended up making it bottom heavy instead of top heavy. My bad. I didn't realize that. And yeah, just keep on playing with it. It's mostly how a lot of this stuff is playing with it, making it look good. And so now, after we go ahead and finish that, we're gonna go now make our leaf. So in order to make the leaf, we're gonna grab 2 circles, and then we're gonna make it into an oval, and duplicate the oval and intersect them like that. And we're just gonna go ahead and just cut it out in the middle using our intersect tool at the top of the toolbar. And we're gonna go ahead and put the leaf right here next to the stem and on top of the lemon as well. So now, once we got all this done, that's pretty much it for the line work. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and add a new layer. Actually, we're gonna duplicate that stroke layer, and then we're gonna lock our layer, and now we're gonna rename that stroke layer color, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of those little extra line strokes, not getting rid of the actual lemon or stem or leaf ones, because we're gonna use those to color our illustration here. So what we do is we grab that main lemon stroke, get rid of the stroke finish, and then we're just gonna go ahead and make it a really nice looking yellow. Here we're just playing with how yellow I want it, and I thought that looked pretty good, so just kind of play with it. And here I was just testing something out. I wanted to make it bigger for the recording, but I realized I could just zoom in instead of making the whole thing bigger. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and color the leaf green. So get rid of the black outline and do a dark green, like a grass green pretty much, just adding a little bit more darkness to the whole leaf. And now for the stem as well, get rid of the outline, and then we're going to make this a brown. Not like super dark brown. I'm pretty light brown. And that's pretty much it for the coloring. That's it for the coloring, really. I mean, it's pretty simple. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and add some texture, some details to the lemon. We're gonna add like little spots to the lemon, because I like adding these little spots onto the lemon. It just gives the illustration a little bit more, what do you call it, character. Makes it more lifelike. I did like how it looks. You could add it or not. That's up to you. This is your illustration, so if you want to add it, go ahead, and if you don't like it, then get rid of them. But we're adding them here in this tutorial. And we're just going to go ahead and make various sizes, and we're going to rotate them around different, so they're facing different directions. That way it's not so, that way it looks a little bit more real while still looking like a cartoonish illustration. And we're just here playing with the placements of the spots. And I end up thinking that it looks really good to me. And so now we're going to go ahead and group all these circles together. That way we can just clean up our layers a bit. And after that, we're going to go ahead and start our shadow work, I believe. And we're going to go ahead and just make a new layer and call it shade. And we duplicate the main color of the lemon. And we make another one, and we just cut out a little crescent shape like that for the shadow. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm using CMYK colors, so in CMYK in the K option, I go ahead and bump it up to 90, so like a really dark color of the color what it is. That way it looks like it's a shadow, and I just lower the opacity. That way it has transparency and you can see the little details behind it. And then we go ahead and make another stroke. And for this stroke, we're going to thin out the edges and have a thicker middle section to it. And we're not going to go super thick, but thicker than normal. And we're just going to play around with the placement. And then we're going to go ahead and put it beneath the whole, that first shadow. And we're just going to go ahead and lower the opacity a little bit and let it be darker than the other shadow, because it's deeper down, farther down. And so it's going to be darker. So now we go ahead and add another quick shadow on the right side of the lemon towards the top. It won't be as dark as that bottom ones because it's closer to the light. So we go ahead and do that, and I just adjusted how dark little spots were because I felt like they were too dark, and then I just lowered that opacity of that second shadow. And now we're going to go ahead and make a shadow on the stems and the leaf. So in order to do that, I went ahead and just made a rectangle and then just curved up the rectangle in the middle like that, like so. And we're just going to bump these down a little bit so we can just make it a bit more curved. And then we go ahead and do this exact same thing to the leaf. Just make a rectangle around the leaf, bump it down, bump it up in the middle, so you get a nice curve to it, and just make it the color of the leaf, make it 90% dark, 90 darkness, and just lower the opacity. And now we got shadows on the leaf and our stem. So now that we got that done, we're gonna go ahead and start with our highlights. And so we just make a new layer for our highlights, and now we're gonna go ahead and make an ellipse, an oval, and just put it on the left side, on top of the left side of the lemon. And we're gonna go ahead into our lightness and just make this from the same color of the yellow. We're gonna go ahead and pretty much make it an almost all white, not exactly all white, but almost there. And then we're just gonna go ahead and lower the opacity a little bit, and now you got a highlight. And we're making another oval, the same shape, the same color, and just leaving it like that and putting it in that position. That way it looks like it curves downward. And now you got your first highlights, and now we're adding a second highlight towards the bottom, because when light hits, light's weird, it like reflects on the top and then a little bit towards the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do, make a little bit of reflection towards the bottom while thinning out one side of the stroke, and then just not having it as noticeable as the first highlights. And that's it for the highlights. And so now we're going to go ahead and just that's it for the highlights of the actual main lemon. Now we're just gonna go ahead and highlight the top of the leaf, and then also the stem. And it's the same process, just use an oval and another oval towards underneath it, and just make it the same color, and then 90 on the CMYK on the K part of the CMYK, and then lower the opacity. I mean, we're gonna make it like an off-white, almost a white, not exactly white, but a lighter version of it, and then lower the opacity. And that's pretty much it for this. So thanks for watching, you guys. If you found this helpful, please leave a comment down below, and if not, also leave a comment down below. Also leave a like, por favor, because it helps out the channel greatly. And also, it's been a while since I've uploaded, but hopefully I could get back on track with the uploads. I've been busy. I mean, yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great life. See you guys later. Bye.